Welcome back to the York Alliance YAC Weekly. This is a video feature that we've designed to help you stay connected with each other and with the church body so that you can be encouraged in your daily walk. This week we've actually got one story from Morgan and Joyce Ilgen-Fritz, so I can't wait to show that to you. Something else is the Pandemic Love Offering. It's an opportunity that we have to give above and beyond what we usually give so that we can bless those who are in hard to reach places. We've actually got a missionary coming up who's going to tell you their story of what that means and how your offering can help to support them in amazing ways.
My wife and our two girls and I arrived in August of last year to start language study. We put the brakes on language about a week ago when we realized we had an obligation and an opportunity to respond to some needs around us. We met with our team and decided that since our projects are shut down right now, we needed to use some of those funds to still bless people. So we brought together some leaders from 3 different local churches, and all together we put together a project to distribute food to families. We put together over 100 packets of food. This is everything for all the basics: oil, flour, eggs, grains, soap, about $25 to $30 per bag, and that's a month's worth of supplies. People need to know what love looks like, and we hope that they see the love of Christ through this crazy time, and in the future we will see people come to know Jesus because of what we're doing now. Now that those food bags have been distributed, we have started sheltering in place just to try to be wise and protect our families from the virus. But in the meantime, we're not stopping, looking out for the needs of our neighbors and those that we can reach. And we're excited to know that you are partnering with us.
Wow! It's amazing to see how God can use something so little for such a big impact. But you know, that impact doesn't have to just be in faraway places you've never heard of where people have to protect their identities, but it can also be with people that we've partnered with for years. Pastor Mario Gonzalez with the Community Church of Faith and Worship in San Salvador has an update for us this week on what God has been doing there with them. I'll pass you to them.
Saludos, Iglesia de York, Pensilvania. Pues nos encontramos muy bien como familia. Estamos agradecidos a Dios por la historia que nos ha tocado vivir en esta época y percibimos de nuestra parte un respaldo de Dios en muchos sentidos. Gracias, Iglesia, se les agradece. Como familia también pues debemos de decir que hemos estado quizás cerca de riesgo de infectarnos, pero por su gracia pues no ha pasado esto, y también por el cuidado y el autocuidado y respeto a las normas y protocolos que se han dado en todo este proceso de confinamiento. En nuestra tarea pastoral pues definitivamente se nos ha modificado, pero gracias a Dios y pues a la iglesia y la forma de estilo de vida pues nos hemos sostenido. Parejas pastorales, sí, ha sido fuerte anímicamente el cambio, el difícil, no lo esperábamos, y creo que todos pues nunca nos imaginamos percibir el confinamiento por el virus, y luego el riesgo por las tormentas que nos produjo no solo a nosotros también, sino que a todos, el riesgo de mucho estrés. Pero Dios ha sido nuestra ayuda y nos hemos recuperado de esta situación, y estamos nomás pues procesando los efectos y las cargas que conlleva nuestra labor como pastores. Ha habido problemas alimenticios ya, y esto pues nos hace ver que la pandemia nos ha traído también una oportunidad para proclamar paz y esperanza, y que muchas personas se están en la búsqueda de Dios, sino más bien se han cerrado los templos y los locales donde nos reuníamos, pero nuestra comunidad de fe se mantiene abierta al compañerismo, al acompañamiento en la oración, la adoración y la palabra de Dios. Con respecto pues a retos y desafíos y sus oraciones, pues ustedes saben, son grandes. Ya tenemos y se nos avecina, creemos, en nuevos desafíos para la iglesia que afrontar: procesar situaciones de pérdidas de familiares, pérdidas de trabajo, ocuparnos en el fortalecimiento de la unidad básica de la iglesia, que es la familia, y los grupos de apoyo de cuidado, adultos mayores, niños y niñas en abandono y descuido y en riesgo. Estamos con el equipo pastoral por reabrir nuestras reuniones para finales del mes de julio y prepararnos para el próximo evento del Club Bíblico en el mes de diciembre, si Dios permite, y llevar este mensaje de esperanza que nuestras comunidades necesitan. Amados hermanos, que Dios me los bendiga. Esperamos que ustedes se encuentren bien. Y quiero dejar para unas palabras de mis hijos y Mimi, si quieren, pues, dar algunas palabras de agradecimiento.
Un saludo, querida iglesia de York. Gracias a Dios, nosotros nos encontramos bien. Esperamos que ustedes también se encuentren bien, todos. Y les enviamos desde acá un fuerte abrazo. Esperamos un día poder vernos. Bendiciones.
Bueno, nosotros también nos encontramos bien. Ha sido un reto, creo que como hijos de las dos familias podemos decir de que es una bendición tener a los padres que tenemos y una bendición hacer la labor que estamos haciendo, y yo creo que pues se nota, pues se ve que lo hacemos para Dios, pues. Un saludo, familia y amigos, espero que se encuentren bien.
Iglesia de York, Pensilvania, les mandamos un fuerte saludo, un fuerte abrazo. Siempre lo tenemos en nuestras oraciones y siempre lo estamos viendo en YouTube Live. Ahí lo estamos siguiendo y siempre les recordamos y les extrañamos mucho. Les mandamos un fuerte abrazo desde El Salvador. Que Dios los bendiga.
Que Dios me los bendiga, hermanos. Bendiciones totales.
Bendiciones.
God is at work not only around the world, but also here in York. I got the pleasure this past week of recording Joyce and Morgan Elgin Fritz and hearing about their story of how they've been interacting with their neighbors and the amazing things that God has been doing in their lives through this COVID season, and honestly throughout the rest of their lives as well. They're such cool people, and I can't wait for you to check out their story.
Hello, I'm Joyce Elgin Fritz.
And I'm Morgan Elgin Fritz.
And we have been members of York Alliance Church for 48 years. I'm sure a lot of new people don't know us, but it's been a wonderful church and a wonderful blessing to us. We have been married 63 years, and we've seen a lot of people come and go. Recently, we've gone through this coronavirus, and it's been a challenge, but some good things are coming out of it. So I think what I have enjoyed so much is getting to meet my neighbors that I haven't met before, and just building relationships with them and getting into good conversations. We can be sitting on the patio and they walk by and we just start talking, and I think Morgan enjoys that too, don't you?
Oh yes, you get to know people a lot more than just saying hello, how are you, kind of thing. You learn about their families, and they open up and share their lives, and that's something we've had down through the years in our home, because as we say, we have people in our homes, and they tell us their story. When they first come, they tell us their story, and then 3 days later they'll tell us the real story, and that's neat. It's wonderful to see people. But the thing of it is God created each one of us, and that's what I look at in the sense of when God says, I created you and I have a plan for you. And I tried to plan early on, and it didn't work for me. And then I said, okay, Lord, let's try your way. And he has been very faithful.
We've lived here 7 years, and we met neighbors we had never met before because people are out walking.
Yeah.
And it has been so wonderful. And during these months, I have made so much soup and given it to my neighbors. That was kind of my outreach to my neighbors, making chicken corn, chicken noodle, rice soup, bean soup. And there are some challenges, but I just made up my mind that we're going to choose joy. So,
okay,
in the morning when I get up,
yes,
this comes to my mind every single morning. I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. And You know what? And I say that to Morgan, and it helps us to get our day started and to remember what we're going to do this day, and we're going to choose joy, and it helps. I mean, it's hard with the doctor appointments, going over the telephone with doctor appointments. It's totally out of our generation, but we just have to, choose joy and not let it get us down, and to learn to be content. And that's what we just remind each other, that we're going to be content, whatever, and we're just thankful that we have each other. I mean, we can't do what we used to do, but we can still do a lot of things, like make soup.
It's amazing to see how all the uncertainty of COVID has allowed God to move in most powerful and amazing ways in the hearts of men and women around us. We have one final story today, and that's from Pastor Brian.
Hey York Alliance, so good to be with you. It looks like I'm hanging out at the beach, but actually I'm at Kiwanis Lake Park in downtown York. If you're not getting out to the beach this year, it's a great opportunity to explore all the beauty that York City has to offer. So I hope you jump into that this summer. I have a couple things for you that I'd love to update you on. First of all, with our zone worship gatherings, there's going to be a site relocation. So if you're on the west side and you've been attending the 4-H Center, starting on July 12th, that site is going to move to Sunset Lane Park in Shiloh. So if you've been going to the 4-H Center, go there one more week on July 5th, but starting on July 12th, you're going to be at Sunset Lane Park in Shiloh, and you'll be at Sunset Lane Park through the rest of the year, and through the rest of the summer, I'm sorry. And so you'll be relocating to Sunset Lane Park. I want to let you know that in this week's Community Connection, our weekly email newsletter, there's going to be a link from our district superintendent, Nate Howard. And it's a link to a video that he's put out in the last week called Productive Disagreement. At this moment, there's so much division within our world and even within the Christian community as we wrestle through all of the issues that are out in front of us, from the virus to racism in America to politics that are happening all around, and not to mention the doctrinal changes and doctrinal challenges that we always live within. Nate gives a great overview of the way that we can disagree in a really helpful way. And I want to encourage you to take 8 or 9 minutes and watch that video. I think it does such a great job of helping us to engage disagreements in godly ways and in ways that unify us around the most important things. And so let me encourage you to check that out when the weekly emailed newsletter comes out. Starting here in a couple weeks, we're going to be stepping into our next practice series. So if you've been around York Alliance for a while, you know that we have organized the church around becoming apprentices or disciples of Jesus. We say that that requires 3 primary activities: that we would be with Jesus, that we would become like Jesus, and we would do the things that Jesus did. That happens through teaching, understanding who Jesus is, but not only teaching. One of the things we talk regularly about is that having an intellectual knowledge doesn't necessarily change our heart, and it doesn't necessarily change our behavior. And so teaching is paired with community. It's one of the reasons that we encourage people to be a part of community groups, to have discipleship partners, to journey with others as they become more like Jesus. And then finally, the third aspect of habits or practices, our ways of life, the way that we live. And so we engage those practices in very specific ways. And one of the ways that we do that is several times each year we pause our current teaching series, which right now is the Gospel of the Kingdom, journeying through the Gospel of Matthew. We hit pause and we go towards a practice series, a series of teachings and ways of engaging the activities of Jesus, the way that Jesus lived his life. And so starting on July 12th, we're going to step into a series on the practice of prayer, the way that Jesus spoke to his Father, and the way that we're invited to come regularly before the Father as well. So starting on July 12th, there'll be a practice guidebook that will be at each of our 3 zone worship locations, as well as available online for PDF download if you'd prefer to have an electronic copy. Our encouragement for you is to grab that guidebook and not just read it, not just get more information, but to use that practice guidebook to be able to engage the practice of prayer, to step into a new habit and learn to connect your heart with God, to pray for others, and to fellowship with Him during this time. There'll be specific practices that will be laid out for each week, and it's perfect for you to be able to engage with your community group, with an accountability partner, a discipleship partner, or with your family, that you would together learn to engage the practice of prayer. And so that's going to be something we're going to step into this summer, and I hope you'll take advantage of it, not just to learn more information, but to develop a new habit as we engage the practice of prayer. We're looking forward to it. Hope you are too. That's it, Kira. I'll kick it back to you.
So we actually have one more note of celebration this week. Last week we celebrated Nye's adoption to the Weideman family. And this week we celebrate Lacey Black's adoption by Lynette Larson on June 15th. It's so exciting, and we've loved investing in Lacey already. We can't wait to have her be truly a part of the York Alliance family. It's like a new baby has been born. And so we're going to donate to Compassion International to feed a mother and child for a month. That's it for this edition of the York Alliance Weekly. I hope that you were encouraged, and I can't wait to see you this Sunday.